Are you sometimes craving something very special out on the trail? Then stay tuned because this video might be for you. Welcome back. As you can see, my mom and I have been baking, and we have been making an apple pie and a sponge cake. And then you think, well, why on earth are you making an apple pie and a sponge cake for out on the trail? Well, almost everybody thinks that what I'm going to do is impossible, but it turned out last year that it actually is possible. It is possible to dehydrate apple pie and sponge cake into your dehydrator. And it is such a special treat to have out on the trail. This is a recipe by my mom, so it's really cozy home feeling that it's giving to me. And I must say that this is so nice to have out on the trail. It's something so special. And today I wanted to share it with you because I thought this is something they have to know. Because like I mentioned, a lot of people think this is not possible, but it actually is. And guys, this is so simple. You simply cut your cake in slices, break it up in pieces. You divide the pieces over your dehydrated trays. I always layer it with a sheet of parchment paper when I'm drying things like that, because obviously it is quite crumbly. So do not make your pieces too small or they will crumble up completely while they dry. And this is actually it. You're just going to crumble it up, divide it evenly over your dehydrated trays, and then put it in the dehydrator for about overnight. The sponge cake is quicker done than the apple pie, obviously, because that has more moisture in it. So the apple pie will probably need the whole night. And the sponge cake I will check before I go to bed. It is now 6:30 in the evening, so it has a few hours that it can go. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to divide it and then I'll show you the result. So this is the result for the sponge cake. You can see that the pieces are fairly big, but they are going to shrink a little bit when the moisture is getting sucked out of it in the dehydrator. So they will end up as crispy pieces. Keep that in mind. They will not stay soft, of course, but you've got a sort of a cookie-like crunch with the taste of homemade sponge cake. And the result for the apple pie. Those pieces are a little bit smaller, but they will taste absolutely amazing. This will also get a crunchy texture, of course, and it will stay crunchy because you're not adding any water at the end back to rehydrate it. So next step is to put them in a dehydrator. Like I mentioned, I think the apple pie will need overnight. The sponge cake, I will keep an eye on it. I will put it in the dehydrator on around 65 degrees Celsius. So we will see you again tomorrow for the end result. Good night. So it is the next afternoon already. The apple pie took a little bit longer. I took out the sponge cake around 7 o'clock this morning, and the apple pie just came out right now, and now it is 12:30. So afternoon just started. So I'm going to show you the result. This is the result of the sponge cake. And here we have the result of the apple pie. And both came out nice and crunchy. Raisins dried very well. Pieces of apple dried very well. Always be aware that if you're drying fruit, no matter apple, mango, whatever, pineapple, that it always tastes a little bit chewy. So do not leave it in there for days because it will not dry completely, but it is dried fine like this. And the sponge cake also dried up nice and crunchy as a sort of a cookie. And the experience I got with this snack last year when I first tried it out is that it absolutely lasts for months. I forgot the last part of my apple pie last year and I opened the box about 3 or 4 months later and it was still absolutely fine. No mold on it, it was still crunchy, the apple pieces were still good, and when I tried it, it still tasted great. And I finished up the batch, didn't get any digestion problems at all, so this will last a very long time. This recipe I absolutely wanted to share with you because I think this is absolutely one of the nicest treats that you can have out on the trail, especially when you're out for a longer time. And for example, like in my case, your mom can bake and she bakes a pie or a cake for you and you are able to try it out. And whenever you crave the feeling of home, whenever you crave the feeling of being into something really nice out on the trail, then this is absolutely a feast to have with you. So I hope that you liked this video. If you would like to know anything more about the dehydrating process of food, please feel free to contact me. And then I would like to say, enjoy the outdoors. We'll catch you on the next trail. Goodbye.